Industry Insider coming to you from BigSound 2012. We're here at Lime's Rooftop Bar Hotel, brought to you by Jay Dillon. And joining me now, Jasmine Rae. How are you?
I'm good, Ben. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming down and giving us your time this afternoon.
Oh, it's so lovely to be here in sunny Brisbane.
It is beautiful, isn't it? That's why I thought I'd put everybody up here, because we've got a nice backdrop. We can show people. They'll be jealous. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah.
Now, you just landed, correct?
I did, just now.
You just landed, you came straight here. Thank you so much for doing that for us.
Oh, I love coming to Brisbane. I mean, I love Melbourne, where I'm from, but it's always just that little bit colder. So it's really good to be
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah, totally. Now, you're up here for BigSound. Are you only playing one show?
Yeah, we're only playing one show, and then I just get to enjoy everyone else's shows and chat to people.
Have you earmarked any bands that you want to see while you're here?
Yeah, I really want to see the Beards tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them play live.
I haven't seen the guys play for a while, but I hear they're hilarious, and they're quite an amazing band as well.
I hear they're the best, so I'm looking forward to that. So.
Now, are you going to try and get to any panels, to see any speakers? Anything
Yeah, we've got the country panel tomorrow. Country's not a dirty word.
Of course,
So I'll be going to see that. There are a few other ones just about social networking and stuff like that, but I've got the little app, the BigSound app, so I'm just going to choose what I want to see.
There was an update today, apparently. They were annoying the hell out of me about it.
What is it?
I
was on the plane, so I didn't get it.
There you go. Well, check your phone when you're done.
Yeah, it's really good for unorganised people like me that are like, oh God, I want to see everything. It just organises your life for you.
Nice little map there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not that I can follow them, no.
No. Well, let's get into Jasmine Rae, and let's have a little bit of chat about how you found yourself in country music.
It is quite weird because I grew up in the suburbs of Melbourne, which I am back living there now, but I started listening to Dolly Parton when I was about 8 years old, and I love the stories of the music, and I love the feel of it and the banjos, and so she put out some bluegrass albums and some country albums, and I loved all of it. And so since then it was, the Dixie Chicks, Shania Twain, and just moving into country music. And I've studied some other types of music, and I've sang pop and some blues and stuff, but country music is where it's at for me.
Speaks to you a little bit more than the rest of them? Yeah,
exactly. And I mean, in my music, I don't sing about, living on the land or owning a farm, because that's not what I do, but it's definitely got the same kind of country feel that I love, and just speaking honestly, I guess. So
well, that is an honest answer, because there are people out there that, in particular music genres, that that genre might be attached to a lifestyle.
Yes,
they may sing about the lifestyle, but they may not actually live that lifestyle. So
yeah, exactly.
It's good to know. Now, pardon me. With the studying of other music, did that happen before you sort of found yourself in country?
It was before my record deal as a country music artist, but I always kind of mixed it up. Before you're signed, you can go out and gig and do whatever, because there's only 10 people there at the gig anyway. Most of them were my family. So I would sing some country songs and some pop stuff, and I studied jazz and contemporary music right out of high school. And because I had always written songs lyrically and melodically, but hadn't really learnt how to read and write music. So I went to a jazz course to do that, because in Melbourne they didn't really have a country music course, and it was great. I loved it. I loved learning all about it. And so it was before I landed my record deal, but I still listen to it now. So it's it's really cool.
Are those disciplines that far removed from country, and did that help you with your transition into country, studying that stuff prior?
Yeah. It didn't feel like a transition, really.
Okay,
no,
well, there you go.
It felt like I had always just been finding little things that I love doing, and I just, now I landed myself a country music record deal because I did a country music competition, and it was my first time in Tamworth, and so I'd always kind of wanted to do this. Yeah. So it didn't feel like a transition. I just love music, and I'm singing country music, and it's been inspired by a lot of other music, the country music that I put out. So
let's have a chat about your first record. Recorded that in Nashville, right?
Yes.
How was that? That would have been exciting.
That was cool. That was the first time I'd ever been outside of Australia.
Yeah.
So I was like crapping my pants.
Bit of an eye-opener?
Yeah, it was so good. And it was during the festival over there, and I worked with Richard Landis here and Mark Moffat over there, who also produced my second record. And it was just, it was really fun to work with the musicians over there. Oh my gosh. And do a bit of songwriting, and
Now that first record, just for reference, that was Look It Up. Look It Up, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, with the process of writing that record, did you start writing before you headed over to Nashville, or did you get over there and just do workshops with people, or how did that work?
Yeah, for that particular album, I actually only recorded 2 of my original tracks, which were the songs that I sang at the competition that I won to win my deal. And so it was then after recording other people's songs and hearing the way that they were written that I'm like, I need to go over here and songwrite because this is where it's at. And so then I started doing that. So that record kind of opened my eyes to the way songs are kind of written in that way.
In that form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how much space did you have between the first record and the second record?
It was a couple of years, 2 years. The first record was kind of put out quite quickly. You know, I won the competition in January, and then they said, you know, your album's going to be out in September. And so I was like, oh my God, we need to find songs. And I'd written a few songs, and so we had them on there as well. So the next record I kind of had, a year or so to think about what I wanted to say and, you know, that I wanted to write more and stuff. And so, there was 2 years in between them. So
was it from thinking about the next record to actually physically sitting down and putting pen to paper?
Yeah.
What was that process with the thinking then going to? Because I find that some artists will just start writing straight away. Some artists will think a lot about it and just write it really quickly. In the country format, how does that work with you in that transition to the next record?
Well, I think it's different with each country artist. With me, I'm always thinking of songwriting ideas. That's great. Chuck it in your iPhone and you get back to it later. I didn't officially start writing for it until this year. Until last year. But it was. I'm always thinking about what I'm going to write about. So it's not really. It's just when you can book your flights to go over there and co-write, and I co-write here as well.
So your records are flight depending.
Definitely. It's when you can afford to do it. So when you've done enough gigs to buy your flights, then you can start writing for the next record.
It's a nice little transition, isn't it? It gives you something to aim for.
It is. It's cool. And you go over there and you get so inspired by the writers you meet, and they're so friendly, but they do it 9 to 5 and they write the huge hits that kind of inspired you as a kid. Yeah. So you walk in there like, oh my gosh, these people are so talented, and you're writing with me on these ideas that I came up with in the shower. Yeah. You know, so it's just really cool. You know?
Now the second record's Listen Here.
Yes.
Yeah, just if anyone wants to go out and find those records.
And if you want to.
And they were both nominated, right, for ARIA Country?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they were both nominated, which was something I was not expecting. I was totally blown away by that. It's just being there and being nominated up against Casey and Keith Urban and, you know, Troy Cassadaly. It was really cool just to be there. So
that's not a bad group of people to be mentioned amongst at an ARIA's awards ceremony.
Especially because they were my first 2 albums. I was not expecting that at all, and so everything that's kind of come my way has been so exciting and surprising. I thought I'd have a few goes at things like I am, you know, with other things, but I've just been really lucky. Yeah.
What was the reception like from the country music community when those nominations came out? How was that buzz? There must have been a lot of.
I think that's what I love. Yeah, they were so supportive. They were, you know, go Jasmine. I think that's what I love about the country music industry. They're really supportive of newcomers, and so I was very excited, and they were excited for me. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now you have. You've got your one gig here, right? And then you
one whole gig, half an hour. Gotta be there.
And then you just
chilling out.
Taking it easy.
Yeah.
And when can we expect to see another record, or when do you think you'll look into starting the new process?
I've started writing now for the next record, which is very exciting. And I don't know. I'm gonna have the album out by next year, and so just figuring out. I want to have all the songs ready before I start recording, and I want to write a whole lot more on this record, which takes more time, and you've got to figure out exactly what you want to say, and I'm very excited about it. So it's definitely already started.
Yeah. And the other thing I would be interested to know is from the first record to the second, going into the third, what lessons have you taken from those 2 previous records that you will take into this next one to sort of, maybe avoid potholes or things you didn't know about the first time around? Is there anything specific you'd take through into the next record?
Yeah, I don't know if they're potholes, but they're just little things that you didn't realise you wanted to do. I didn't realise I wanted to write as much of the record as I do now. Yeah. I was like, I've got to write, 90% of it, otherwise it's like, got to make it happen. And I want to be playing more instruments on stage, so I take that into consideration when I'm writing the music. What kind of stuff would work well with an acoustic guitar, just an acoustic guitar, and also with a great band. So I'm thinking about all that kind of stuff because I have those types of gigs as well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
really stripped back, you know. But yeah, so I'm thinking totally differently to the first album.
Great.
Because I kind of knew nothing back then. So
We'll look forward to seeing it.
yeah, and hearing it, hopefully.
And will
yeah.
it be recorded in Nashville, or are you going to go somewhere else?
Yeah, it probably will be recorded in Nashville.
You may as well
'cause
do the
it's-
triple.
Yeah, exactly.
You may as well.
Three times lucky.
Why fix a broken? Why fix something that's not broken? I
Well,
should
that
say,
sounds
rather.
like a country song, doesn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, it does. There you go. That
There
might
you
be your
go.
song
Thanks
record.
for writing it down right now.
There you go. I'll take 10% of that. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, okay, co-write right now.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an
Thanks so
absolute
much,
pleasure.
Ben. Yeah.
Now, if you want any more information on Jasmine, you can go to jasminerae.com.au.
Yes.
Is that where we send everybody?
jasminerae.com.au or my Facebook page if you would like to like me.
Yeah.
It's Facebook/Jasmine Rae Music.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Jasmine, and all the best for the next record. And we'll definitely catch up down the track.
That'd be great.
We'd
Thanks
love
for
to talk
having
to you
me.
again.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. It's Jasmine Rae from BigSound 2012. We're at the Rooftop by Limes Hotel for Industry Insider, brought to you by Jay Dillon.